You know, I opened up my social media algorithm this morning, Maria, to find that the principal spokesperson for the Democratic Party, Hasan Piker, was leading a rally last night. Reading a rally last night to celebrate the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Pick it up, take a look at it. Are you defending
the midterm election?
You know, that's I love the recitation of the talking points. All of the energy in your party is behind a bunch of violent socialists who have taken over the messaging operation of the Democratic Party.
I think going after his religion should not be
not going after his religion. It's going after his association.
You haven't seen the reporting about.
Let me respond. You asked me. Let me respond. It's going after his association with people who say, "quote I want to wipe my ASS with the U.S. Constitution."
You look at where Americans think which party is going to handle the economy better. Democrats are winning on that.
I wonder if Democrats are squandering their opportunity because they've outsourced all of their energy and messaging to people who want to fundamentally rip out the United States of America root and branch.
Scott, I appreciate that you're trying to smear every single Democrat with some of the craziness that you're talking about.
They're smearing themselves by keeping these violent thugs around.
Tonight on CNN, Scott Jennings came ready for war. And over these 3 separate exchanges, he kept hammering away at the Democrats on the same exact problem. Who are they going to defend? From Hasan Piker to Abdul El-Sayed to what the panel itself calls a whack job problem. Jennings kept dragging the conversation right back to the evidence. And by the end, one line completely shuts the argument down. Proudly.
Well, you know, I opened up my social media algorithm this morning, Maria, to find that the principal spokesperson for the Democratic Party, Hasan Piker, was leading a rally last night. Reading a rally last night to celebrate the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
You know, that's not true.
I love the recitation of the talking points. All of the energy in your party is behind a bunch of violent socialists who have taken over the messaging operation of the Democratic Party. And look, midterms are historically good for the party out of power. I wonder if Democrats are squandering their opportunity because they've outsourced all of their energy and messaging to people who want to fundamentally rip out the United States of America root and branch.
That message reeks of desperation on behalf of Republicans.
Hey, pick it up, take a look at it.
Desperation. All right, let's pull up the definition of desperation. One moment. Desperation. Pause down. Let's pull up the definition of desperation. 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 So here we go.
Desperate.
Okay, all right. So feeling, showing, or involving a hopeless sense that the situation is so bad as to be impossible to deal with. Impossible to deal with. How is this impossible to deal with when we have Hasan Piker, when we have Abdul El-Sayed, we even have AOC leading the Democrat Party? This is a perfect setup for us to wipe the Democrats clean in November. You talk about the definition of desperation. That seems to be you guys. The Democrat Party is famous for projecting. Fraudulent.
Are just completely not going to be in their
Go ahead
favor.
and
defend it.
Because you look at the generic ballot,
She won't.
Democrats are ahead. You look at where Americans think which party is going to handle the economy better. Democrats are winning on that. And Scott, I appreciate that you're trying to smear every single Democrat with some of the craziness that you're talking about.
They're smearing themselves by keeping these violent thugs around.
It's just not true, and the American people aren't buying it.
They're smearing themselves, Maria, by keeping people like this around.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. And even on Sunday, on Meet the Press, Tim Scott addressed the same issue. Fraudulent.
Abdul El-Sayed has quote-unquote terrorist ties, and yet there is no evidence that he has terrorist ties. Senator, should the NRSD stop running those ads?
Well, we know without question that he had family members who helped resource Osama bin Laden. We know without question that he campaigns with Piker, who said at one point that America deserved 9/11.
Let's stay focused on El-Sayed, though. Let's stay focused on El-Sayed and what he has said and believes in. There's no evidence.
Flock.
See, CNN and MSNBC are the same type of programming. They don't like the truth. When the truth comes out, they try to cut you off. Roll it.
Together. Birds of a feather flock together. The company you keep does matter. We all know that. That's something we learn in elementary school. Well, let's go to where he stands on the...
Is her name Christy Nome? It's elementary, my dear Watson.
We've got a candidate in Abdul El-Sayed who wants to abolish ICE. He wants to defund the police. Here's a candidate so radical that even Democrats in Michigan are joining forces for the first time with Republicans to elect Mike Rogers.
Just to be very clear, there is no evidence.
And that's exactly the problem. Now let's head back over to Scott Jennings, because this next part takes the argument somewhere even deeper. Roll it.
A lot of things you can go after Abdul El-Sayed about. I think going after his religion should not be one of them.
It's not going after his religion. It's going after his association.
You haven't seen the reports? You haven't seen the reports of people talking about,
let me respond. You asked me, let me respond.
Republicans who are talking about his religion.
It's going after his association with people who say, quote, I want to wipe my ASS with the U.S. Constitution, and so on and so forth. That has nothing to do with religion.
Laura Loomer
Nothing
called
to
him
do
a
with religion.
jihadist. There's no evidence at all that that is anything that this man believes
Well,
in.
if you're okay with it, that's fine.
Maybe Michigan voters are buying into that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Abdul El-Sayed was a bad choice in the same way that Ken Paxton was a bad choice for Republicans. We have both parties have real whack job problems.
But see, the difference between the Democrat Party and the Republican Party is that we didn't champion Ken Paxton. We didn't create a whole party behind what he stands for. That's the difference between the Democrat Party and the Republican Party. We didn't create a whole theme around Ken Paxton. The Democrat Party side, the DSA is a movement. That's what the Democrat Party is becoming. Abdul El-Sayed, I saw AOC at some type of convention with the guy that thinks that 9/11 was a good thing for America. This is the party that the Democrat Party is becoming. Projectionists and rogue, loony individuals. And that's the argument. All right, keep going.
They need every seat they can because of the way the map is in these midterms. I think some of these candidates are like Christine O'Donnell, you know, the I'm not a witch candidate. They're given up on more easily won races because of the role of the DSA crowd in certain races.
Do you agree that your party has, quoting our friend Jonah here, whack job problem too?
Well, I think candidates have different degrees of talent levels. I don't agree.
Maybe the State Department is where you.
I don't agree that Ken Paxton is trying to bring about the end of Western civilization like Abdul El-Sayed supporters are up in Michigan. I don't agree with that. But do I think both parties are going to have to spend heavily in states where maybe they didn't want to? Absolutely, but this issue in Michigan is a real issue. Yeah. Maria, the Democrat Attorney General of Michigan can't even go to your party's nominating convention because she fears for her safety from Abdul El-Sayed supporters. Do you have any response to that? I mean, that's not me smearing your party. That's your own party crying out for safety from their own people.
You go, and then I want to ask a Democrat from Michigan.
And yes, and I will say he has more to say about this, but what I will say is, again, Scott, that messaging is because Republicans understand how much trouble they are in.
Sorry, Dana.
Writ large.
Maria doesn't care about your safety. Sorry, Dana.
Into the midterm elections, and you are trying to smear one situation in terms.
And that's the argument. Scott Jennings says Democrats keep getting the warning sign, but they're still moving in the same direction. Now, I want to hear it from you. Is Scott right? Is this actually what the Democrat Party is headed, or is he overstating? Let me know in the comment section down below. And until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so we can keep bringing you debates like this on the Revardo Show.